People often ask what their purpose is in this life. And when you look at your chart, the symbols that indicate what your purpose is in this life are the North Node and the South Node. The slide I'm showing shows the North Node and South Node symbols. So when you look at your chart, you look for these symbols. The North Node is your destined path. That is what you came to learn more about in this lifetime. And in Western astrology, you would think of that not so much as in this lifetime, because people in Western astrology don't necessarily believe in more than one lifetime. So what it still indicates is what your soul urge is, what you're hoping to attain more of in your life and learn more about. So where it's sitting in your chart, say for instance is in Aries, that would be you are learning more about your self-image. In Taurus, it would be more about possessions and money. In Gemini, it would be more about communications and short trips and so forth and siblings. In Cancer, it would be more about your home life. And in Leo, it would be more about romance, children, entertainment. It would be in Virgo, it would be more about service in the things you do with your own hands. Well, the services you perform. In Libra, it would be about relationships. In Scorpio, it would be about things that are more subconscious, more in-depth about death or dying, or it also encompasses like government money or things coming to you not through your own efforts, possessions and money that are coming to you that are not through your own efforts. In Sagittarius, it would be long distance and foreign things, long distance communications, long distance travel. In Capricorn, it would be ambitions, career, government, possibly government structure and so forth. In Aquarius, it would be to become more altruistic, thinking of people on a grander scale than in your own world, where Cancer would be your home life, Aquarius would be Capricorn would be the outer life, but Aquarius would be on a grand scale, the world, and thinking from an altruistic point of view. And Pisces is your unconscious. It's the complete subconscious, where you're connected to subtle energies such as intuition and so forth. And this is the urge that the North Node brings to you wherever it is placed in your chart, in your natal chart. That is the urge that you're having to attain more information on. So whatever sign it is in, whatever house it is in, you look at the energy of the house and you look at the energy of the sign, and that is the energy that the North Node is pulling you toward and to learn more about. And the South Node is where you have already attained and you have skills. You've already the South Node is opposite of the North Node. These, the North Node and the South Node are calculated through the birth chart by the moon and the sun's original placements in your chart. And anyway, the South Node is opposite of the North Node, and that is where you already feel comfortable, the things that, the skills you feel comfortable with. And in Western astrology, it's considered from childhood. Now in Vedic astrology, it is more where they consider it a karmic lessons and dharmic lessons, and we'll go to the next slide. And what it is considered in Vedic astrology is Rahu is that North Node, and Ketu is that South Node. And Rahu is your dharmic destiny, meaning you are moving toward the destiny of your North Node, and of Rahu. And then in Vedic it's Ketu, which is your karma that you've attained supposedly over your last lifetimes, all the lifetimes that you've had in your history, your personal history, and it shows in your chart supposedly. And so Dharma is the things you're moving toward, just as I explained in the last chart. It's the same, in the last slide, it's the same thing for each sign and house. So if the underlying house is different than the sign that the North Node or South Node is placed in, then you consider also that sign that rules that house. So it's a combination. Like for instance, if it was in your first house, then of course it's going to be dealing with your energy, your self-image, but it also takes on the energy of whatever sign rules that house. Say for instance Leo ruled your first house, then you would combine the energy of Leo and the self-image. And if you had Rahu or the North Node in your first house, then you would take on the energy of a Leo, which is the entertainer, shows up big in life, and you would have that soul urge to move toward that, being an entertainer, and your self-image would involve entertaining people. And no matter where the North Node, Rahu, is in your chart, that is where you're going to focus energy. And mostly it comes about as you go through life. It becomes stronger as you go through life. In Vedic, maybe in Western too, it supposedly ends at around in your 30s and 40s. You've supposedly moved more into your North Node from your South Node, or moving toward Rahu away from Ketu. But it's also kind of a balance. You already attained the South Node and Ketu energy. You already knew that. You already felt that urge from your past, and you may fall back into that because that's where your comfort zone is. That's what you've attained already. That's what you understand already, that energy of that sign that it's in. And you move toward Rahu and North Node, and you balance the two energies as you age. And that's supposedly in Vedic, it's what you actually came to learn. That's your destiny, supposedly. And anyway, it is a soul urge that you feel a strong urge toward. In Vedic, it actually is the head of the dragon, and you're moving away from the tail of the dragon, which was Ketu. And supposedly these two are separated, and so Ketu was a headless tail, and the Rahu was the head of the dragon. And anyway, that's how they explain it. You move toward the head of the dragon and away from the tail, which you already had attained through lifetimes of learning. And supposedly this is your ascension. You are learning to move toward a higher you, the higher, better version of you, and toward what they call moksha, which is in Western, in Christian, I suppose it would be called heaven. And moksha is where you've attained all knowledge and moved away from the karma of having to reincarnate after many lifetimes. Anyway, in Western astrology, if you don't believe in anything that has to do with reincarnation, in Western astrology, it is your destiny and your path that you're moving toward, to move toward the North Node and away from the South Node energy. And anyway, that's a focus in your chart. Besides the sign that you're born with, besides the sun and your ascendant and the moon, the ascendant is your overall ruler, the sun rules your body, and your moon rules your emotions and your feelings about life. So besides that, you've got this urge toward where your focus is eventually going to go toward more the North Node or Rahu, and away from the South Node and Ketu energy. You will never feel comfortable until you have balanced the energy, and because you have attained what is your South Node, what is the karma, and you move toward this new learning that you're picking up, which is the Rahu or the North Node energy. Anyway, that's kind of what you look for in your chart, where these are. And then besides your own natal urges, the world at large will have different North Node, South Node energy going on. And you will notice as the North Node moves through one sign, right now in Western, it is in, the North Node is in Gemini and the South Node is in Sagittarius. So what we're moving toward is like Gemini energy, more communications, short trip type things, and away from the Sagittarius energy, which is the larger learning, the foreign travel and so forth, is become Well, you look at the sign that it's in, and the urge toward that sign will kind of control the whole focus of what is going on in the world. Next, it'll be in Taurus. It moves backwards. The North Node will be in Taurus and away from Scorpio energy. The South Node will be Scorpio. It's opposite of Taurus. And so things will change, and it goes back for that. The change is coming pretty soon. I think it's December. Anyway, this is kind of an overview of what you look at and what these symbols mean, and where to look in your chart, and what you kind of try to understand. I'm trying to give us some understanding of these energies. Anyway, hope that makes some sense at all. Thanks for listening.